little morning walk. Corey's got to go pick up his mom, and then he's going to stop and pick me up. So I'm walking towards Weight Watchers right now. Hey guys, for lunch we are having the leftover frittata with 2 slices of bacon, which is 5 smart points, 1 for my coffee, and Corey's got his bacon on his frittata. And we're using the sweet potato habanero hot sauce on there today. And then of course I got my 32-ounce glass of water going on, and we had, for breakfast we had a Premier Protein with 3 shots of espresso. We had a string cheese, and we had a glass of kombucha for 2 at the farmer's market. And that was breakfast. So breakfast was 5 smart points. Lunch is 6 smart points with the coffee. We rated this as a 4 yesterday without the 3.5, 4. Without the bacon, without the hot sauce, but now it's a 5 because we would definitely have this again with the bacon and that sweet potato habanero hot sauce. I think you can get that on Amazon. He got that in Germany, right?
No, it's from New Orleans.
New Orleans?
Yeah.
Oh, he got that in New Orleans. Cool. So I think you can buy it on Amazon though, right? No?
Well, unless they change it before. I did find it online, but it was hard to find.
Well, I'll try to find it online and link it down below in my description. If I can't find it on Amazon, we'll see if we can find it somewhere else. But, yeah, it's a 5 now. So good. Hey, guys. We are out and about doing 2 miles this afternoon. And I'm going to try to get 1 more. Corey got 2 this morning. So he's at 4 miles. And I did maybe a half a mile earlier today. You think it's half a mile?
Well, more than that. You probably at least 3/4.
Oh, maybe 3/4 then. And I'm going to try to get 1 more tonight yet. Alright guys, I picked up some of these because these always reminded me of my mother. Always. She always had these chocolate and strawberry ones. So when I think of these, I always thought of her, and I could never find these before. And when I saw these, I thought, I have to get these. Now, if you know me in sweets, I'm not a big sweet fan at all, so I can control these. I'm pretty sure I can anyway. If I can't, I'm shipping them off to my son. But I had 2 of these for 4 smart points. 3 is a serving, and it's 6, but that's too high for me. So I had 2 of these for 2 or 4 smart points. They're 2 apiece. If I find that I can't control these, off they go. 2 pretzels for 0 smart points. Having 1 apple right now. I'm hungry, so I'm going to have an apple, and then I'm going to have 2 eggs with some Velveeta cheese. Guys, that's 2 eggs and 2 slices of Velveeta. So 3 smart points for a snack right now. I'm just really hungry. This is dinner tonight. We have it's called turkey basil stir fry, but I use chicken, so I'm calling it chicken basil stir fry. And it is 4 servings, so we got 4 servings there. Corey's got his. And this is 4 smart points. In the book it says 5, but I left out 2 teaspoons of oil, so I only added 2 teaspoons of oil. And it called for 4. So we're calling this 4 smart points. It might even be a little less, but I'm going to call it for 4 just to be safe. Poor Luna. Poor Luna wants some food. All right, so this is the meal. That's what it's supposed to look like. It looks pretty close. My recommendation would be, instead of using olive oil or canola oil like they called for, I would use sesame oil. Because here it says canola oil. I would replace that with sesame oil, and I would also possibly replace the basil for some cilantro.
You love cilantro.
I love cilantro. If you're not a cilantro fan, keep the basil because it is really good. It is honestly really good. Definitely keep the water chestnuts. I like that addition in there. Maybe even add a couple crushed peanuts. If you're going to lessen the oil, I would maybe replace that oil with peanuts and to call it 5 points. That would be another addition that I would probably do. And maybe a tablespoon of hoisin, because I love the hoisin, how the hoisin is with the stir fries. I love how that tastes. But that would be it, I think. But otherwise, it's really good. We are really enjoying it. The rice noodles are a really great addition. I like that. And that is maybe we would probably call this a 4 for sure, out of 5.
Maybe 4.5. I think it's
4.5,
really,
yeah.
We would definitely tasty. I think you could touch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It is really good. Yeah, so maybe 4.5. So it's really good. We would definitely make this again. It's a plus. It'll go in my recipe book with the additions that I changed up. Because I'm taping every single thing I eat, I'm having one watermelon spear. It's an awful big one, but it's dripping, so I have to eat it over my dinner bowl. Guys, I'm out walking. It's like 60 degrees. It's perfect out for walking. It's raining, sprinkling, so I got my rain jacket on. And I need a quarter mile. I'm not sure how much I'll get. I'll let you know, because you know me. I go out to get a quarter and I get 2 or 3. I don't know. I just don't want to get caught in downpour, and I know more rain is coming. So I'll let you know how far I walk. Smart cakes came in, so I'm having 2 smart cakes for 2 smart points. Last thing for the night is a flummery dessert with strawberries inside. So good. 0 smart points. Guys, I forgot to tell you that today I walked 4 miles and I have over 18,000 steps, 7 miles on my Fitbit, and I have 21 flights. So yay. Good evening, guys. It's really late tonight. We were working on a really interesting video, the tutorial for how to work the recipe builder. So I got that done and edited, so that should be up tomorrow. I've got lots of videos going on here. I have a cook with me coming soon on the new recipe that I tried. In this video you will see, so I did a cook with me on that. And then I wanted to talk to you guys about some eating habits, some changes that I had found that I made over the last year and a half, a little over a year and a half, while on Weight Watchers, and what I would recommend as you're going along to try and make some of these changes, because guys, they really, really work. They worked for me. They worked for my husband. We both lost 125 pounds now. Well, I'm 0.2 away from 125 pounds. What I wanted to start with is my eating habits when I first started, well, actually right before I started Weight Watchers, were horrible. They were so horrible. I would go out to eat, a couple times a week, every morning almost, to McDonald's, and then suppers like a couple times a week. In soda, I would have like 4 to 5 sodas a day, regular sodas, not diet soda, but regular soda. That has all since gone away. The first thing I started doing when I started Weight Watchers is making Weight Watcher type foods that were lower in points. And when I first started, I had like 49 points, I think, something like that, because I was 325 pounds. So I had a lot of points to use. And I thought, oh, this will be easy, right? Yeah, it was pretty easy at first, because all of those points, I could make pretty good dishes. And every Monday was my weigh-in meeting, and it wasn't until 5 o'clock at night. But then after our weigh-in meeting, I would go hog wild crazy and eat a ton, because I didn't eat a whole lot right before weigh-in. So I would have a frozen pizza, a half a frozen pizza almost every Monday. And if I didn't have that pizza, I would go out to eat at a sit-down restaurant and have eggs and bacon and hash browns. And I remember it turning out to be 23 points every time I had that meal, which I had the points to use, because I had like I said, 49 points or something. So that 23 points was like nothing to me. I could definitely do that, and it would fill me up for almost the entire night. So I always seemed to have points left over when I had that many points, which was good, because that's how I lost a lot of weight at first. One major thing that I had to do from day one when I first started is stop drinking regular soda. I had to stop all of it. I had headaches like crazy at first, but I took Advil, and it only took about a week, maybe a week and a half, for those headaches to just completely go away. So if you're stopping soda, hang in there. Those headaches will go away. They're caffeine headaches. They went away. They totally went away for me. So take Advil, it will go away. I also cleaned out my cupboards. I went through every single food cupboard that we had. I got rid of everything that we should not be eating, like cookies or cakes or just all those high sugary, high starchy foods. Chips we had in the cupboard. I got rid of everything, all of it. I got rid of it, because at that point in my life, I was not able to control anything. I couldn't have it in the house. I couldn't. That's how I was able to start and stick to it, because I didn't have it in the house. Later on, I was able to bring a couple things back here and there, but I still, to this day, I still will splurge on things, and I know I can't have certain things in the house, like potato chips. As my weight continued to go down, your points go down. So as my points went down, I had to cut out the frozen pizza, because it stopped working for me. Because the frozen pizza, I think, was 20 524 smart points for half a frozen tombstone pizza. I can't remember offhand, but I know it was right around that area. And like I said before, that wasn't so much, that wasn't a whole lot when you have 49 points. But after I started losing those points became more precious to me. So I had to cut out the pizza totally. I don't remember the last time I had a frozen pizza or even a slice of frozen pizza. I know like you can still have a slice of pizza, but I choose not to do that because those points, a slice of pizza is still high in points, and to me, I could have a big, huge meal for low points versus having that one little slice of pizza that is not going to fill me up for the same amount of points. And then I find myself splurging when I have that pizza later on. So then my points are blown to smithereens, and half of my weeklies or all of my weeklies would be gone. And I had to stop doing that because it was not working for me. I slowed down on my weight loss a lot because of that. Once I stopped that, my weight loss started coming back off again. The next thing I had to do was to take out some of the points that were not healthy for me. Like if I was eating, let's say I was going to McDonald's and having an ice cream cone or something, I would remove that ice cream cone, add more veggies and fruit to my diet, because I needed to start incorporating healthier foods, which is why I started the program in the first place, is to become healthier, not technically to lose weight, although that is a good reason. My main goal this time around was to get healthy. I was feeling sick. I was thinking that I was going to die soon because I felt so sick and I couldn't move, and I was craving healthy. I was craving it. So that was one thing I decided to remove all the bad food in my life. And to me, I think there is bad foods like soda. To me, regular soda is not something you should be drinking. So that is one thing that I consider bad food. Now, donuts, cakes, and stuff, yeah, I do consider those bad food for me, but I would still have one once in a while if I really was craving it. It's just that you can't have it on a daily basis. I would not go and get a piece of cake and a donut all in the same day. I would have a piece of cake one week if I wanted it, and then the next week if I wanted something else, I'd have a donut. Something to change it up a little bit. That's just me though. I mean, everybody's different. That is just my personal opinion on it. That's how I view my plan. And some people think that, no, there is no bad food as long as you keep it in moderation. And I think that's great too. You know, but this is just the way I see it, is my opinion on it. And that's just how I'm succeeding on this program. I have it in my head that soda is bad. I'm not having it. There's no way I will ever go back to regular soda. I will never, ever have regular soda again. Diet soda, I would have once in a great while, but that is still something that I would like to cut out. And I have cut it out. I think since I had stopped drinking it, I think it's been 2 weeks now, I had one diet soda within all of that time. Not bad, not bad for cutting out almost cold turkey. Another thing that was really, really huge for me, cut out late night snacking. After 7 o'clock, I am pretty much done eating. Pre-planning, if you plan to go out to eat, pre-planning is huge. They always have the menus online. Usually you can find the menus online. You can pre-plan your eating out day to try and keep it a little healthier. Even though you eat out, you don't have to choose bad items. You don't have to choose high fat items, high point items. You don't have to choose that. You can choose lower point items and have it taste wonderful. And still, eating out can be okay to do, but it's so high in sodium, and you really honestly don't know what exactly they're putting in your food. You never really honestly know what they're doing back there making your food. And obviously it's full of sodium because you can pretty much taste it. That's how they make restaurant foods taste good. They have a lot of sodium in them. So that's why I choose not to eat out very often. We eat out maybe once in a month or two. Sometimes we don't even eat out for 2-3 months. It's just a choice that we made together as a couple that we chose not to do because we really want to make the right choices for us. And that is one thing that we have talked about that we don't really want to do anymore. And we don't miss it. We really don't miss it. We had Taco John's like last week, I think it was, and that was really good, but we probably won't do it again now for a month or two. So it was just choices that we make. And when we do eat out, we do enjoy it. It's good. Pre-planning, when you go to the grocery store, scan your items before you put them in the cart or bring them home. Scan them, make sure that if you don't know the points on them, scan it. And if they're really high points, don't even put it in your cart. You know, walk away from it and just leave it on the shelf. A big thing that helped us succeed in this program for sure is tracking. I think that is almost the #1 thing. We are both really great at tracking all of our foods. We do really well at it. And if you pre-track, sometimes I'll pre-track the night before so I know exactly what I'm doing the next day and what I'm having, and I can switch it up too. But at least I have everything there, and I kind of can figure out if I'm out somewhere and say, oh, I want a cookie, or I want this, or I want that. I know if I can have it or not. But I've made a lot of changes over time. I didn't do it all at once, but over time, and then up till right now. And the last change I recently made was last week, and you guys knew that I am showing you every single thing that I'm eating now, every single item. And now I decided that I'm gonna start putting my tracker in, and every day after breakfast I'll slip my breakfast tracker in there so you can have a detailed listing of what I'm eating for breakfast, what I'm eating for lunch, and what I'm eating for dinner. And guys, that will really help me out because I want to stay accountable to you guys. I need some kind of accountability so I don't go overboard. And I need to be over this snacking, oh, this is free, and this should be free. You know, even though I don't know for sure, I need to track it and be aware of exactly what I'm eating. Even though if I do go over, that's okay, but I need to be aware of what I'm doing. So in next week, if I don't lose any or if I gain, I can look back on those weeks before and say, oh my gosh, I see why I didn't lose any weight because I ate 4 servings of pretzels. So that kind of thing. So I want to stay accountable. I want to put everything in my tracker, and I want to share it with you guys. So that will really help me out, I think. Keep walking. That's one of my goals, is to keep walking, keep tracking, and try and keep getting that water in because I struggle with the water. I only got, I got 232 ounces again. My goal is really to get 3, but 2 seems to be the magic number for me, although I do drink a lot of coffee. I had 3 coffees today, all for 1 Smart Point. And guys, what I did, because I thought I was staying under with the creamer, so what I did is I put my creamer in, I found it on my scanner, and I put it up to 6 tablespoons, which is what I'm getting in the whole day, is 6 tablespoons, because I figure, well, if it goes up a point, I need to add that point in my tracker because I need to be accountable for that point. I put it up to 6 tablespoons, and it was only 3 points. So that was good. I was counting my coffee as 3 points, so that was right on. I was really glad to see that because I was worried that I was kind of sneaking off with a point somewhere along there and I wasn't counting that 1 point. So yeah, 6 tablespoons of creamer is 3 points, and that's what I have throughout the day. I don't have it all at once. I have it throughout the day. Okay, let's say you have a sandwich with 1 tablespoon of Miracle Whip on it. You have that sandwich for lunch, and then later for dinner you have another sandwich with a tablespoon of Miracle Whip. So you count that Miracle Whip for 1 point for lunch, 1 point for dinner. Technically 2 tablespoons of Miracle Whip is 3 points. So you're missing a point there in between there. I will just go in and do the quick add on my app and add 1 extra point, and I'll just put on there Miracle Whip 1 added point if I have 2 sandwiches, because those kind of things add up out over time. We're in our meeting today. Our leader gave us an example. She said she was weighing, I forget what she was weighing. She was weighing some kind of chips or something on the scale. Well, it was 1 ounce, and then it ended up being just a little tad over an ounce. So she picked 1 off, and it was 1 ounce then on the scale. And then she had this in her hand, and she ate it. And she's like, oh my gosh, you know? And that's this thing that I used to do. And it wouldn't even dawn on me. I wouldn't even think about it until later on. I'm like, oh my gosh, I did eat that. So it should technically have went up 1 point, right? I didn't put it up 1 point because on the scale it said 1 ounce, but I ate that one that I took off of there. So little things like that all add up. So be careful with that. A lot of people say that doing that kind of thing is obsessive and compulsive and it's something they don't want to do. I think that's all good and everything, but if you want this plan to succeed, I'm going to do it the right way. I'm going to be obsessive if I have to. I'm going to be compulsive. You know, I'm going to work the plan, because you can't get somewhere if you're not working the plan to its full potential. You know, you gotta follow the rules. You've got to track like they say. You've got to watch out for eating out all those high salty things. You just got to do all those things. If you want this plan to succeed, you have to stick to it. And that's what Corey and I have been doing. We've been really working hard at sticking to this and doing it the correct way to get those pounds off. And when you do it the correct way, the pounds do come off. They really do. Unless you have some kind of medical issue or something that's causing you to not lose, which I know a lot of you do have a lot of medical issues. It would be hard to have those medical issues and fight that. Or medication can do certain things to your body that makes you not lose or whatever. So that sort of thing, I totally understand that. But if you're cheating yourself on the scale, if you're sneaking food here and there, just not counting it because nobody saw you eat it, well, the weight loss is not going to happen for you then. If you're not weighing and measuring your food, you have to do all of those things if you want to succeed in this, because weighing and measuring is part of the plan. You have to know what you're eating and how much of it you're eating. For me, for instance, I used to eat 3-4 eggs all the time in a sitting, and now I'm down to like 2 eggs. Sometimes I will have 3 once in a great while if I'm really hungry, but even though there's 0 points, there's still calories added onto all of that. So you really got to keep it to a serving, because sometimes it's more than you think. And I found that out the hard way. Sometimes you think you're at a plateau, but if you really think back to your whole entire week, were you really perfectly right on plan? Did you splurge on things? Did you have a bigger portion than is a serving size? Most serving sizes are about 1/2 cup to a cup, depending on what the item is. And a lot of times, we go way over that, honestly. I know I've done that. I've been there, I've done it, and that's why I was having trouble for that whole entire month. I was kind of looking back and thinking, okay, I know I've done these things. Like even when she said the scale thing, when she had this in her hand, I ate it too. It was like, okay, now it's an ounce. You know, I've done it. I've done it. That's the one thing that I want to start being aware of, is just that sort of thing. But follow the plan, be true to yourself, be honest with yourself, and it will start coming off, guys. It really will. It'll work. It will. It will work. You can't fool your body. Your body knows what you're putting in it. If you eat over your allotted points, your body's going to know it. And then the weight's not going to come off. Stick to the plan. Try as hard as you can. And then if you go over for the day or whatever, try and earn some of those points back throughout the week. Roll over 4 points here and there. You can go up to 10 under now, which is, I find that really nice because of the free foods added on there. If I find myself eating too many eggs, I'll try and slack back on the points and not eat all of my points and let some of those roll over, because the eggs, like I said, they're 0 points, but they're not free points. So you got to really keep track of the 0 point items in that way. I try to stick to a serving size. Like for the yogurt, a serving size of yogurt is a cup. So I don't have any more than a cup. I usually have like 1/2 cup, between 1/2 cup and cup. That sort of thing. So just keep those 0 point items to a serving size. Check out what a serving size is. Keep it to that and you should be totally fine. As long as you're not having 2 or 3 servings throughout the day, just at different times. I hope this helped you guys in some way. I was feeling really proud of how I've been handling this week and last week. This week so far just being today, obviously. But last week, I thought I did really, really well. I was really happy with how I did. And even though I only got a 0.2 loss, it was something. And it was something after the larger loss I got the week before that. So that is great in my eyes. Usually I would have a gain, but guys, usually on Saturday I would overdo it. Sunday I would overdo it. And I'd almost use all of my weeklies within those 2 days. Today I used, well, I'm at 27 points. So I'm still in blue dot today, and I used 4 weeklies, so I can earn those back tomorrow. If I can do well on a weekend, that is such a huge, amazing plus for me, because I always overdo it on the weekends. Now that my weigh-ins have changed to Saturday, I find it easy to splurge all weekend. And I don't want to do that every time. Once in a great while, I think it's totally fine, but I cannot do that every weekend and expect a loss every week. I can't, because that's not how my body works. I'm jealous of those who can do that and still lose. I really am, because I can't do it. I can't. My body just isn't made for that, I guess. I will see you guys tomorrow for another What I Ate. Please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you think this may help anybody, please do share it. Join my Facebook group. The link is down below in the description box, and we will see you guys all tomorrow. I have 3 challenges going on over there. The major one is the sleep challenge. Right now, we're just doing a week full of whatever you sleep, you mark it in the spreadsheet, and then the next week, we're gonna do a little bit of improvement each day. So come on over and find out what that's all about, and join my Facebook group, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.